Okay, the next rules is your name, okay, your variable or constant name must not start with a number. Number. Okay, so you cannot start with 6. Okay, for example, this one staff ID you want to put 9. So wrong. You will get error in your program and you cannot use symbol add. So you cannot so it will give an error to your program. Okay. Okay, do not use symbol. Okay, ni symbol lah. So this is same with the mathematical symbol This symbol also cannot be accepted by the syntax. Okay, so you will get wrong. You will get error for your program. Okay, wrong And then be consistent. This one is same like this lah. Okay, you must consistent. Okay, let's say you declare a staff ID, okay? Staff ID at the beginning of your program that will use to store ID staff number. But suddenly in the middle of your program you use S besar so also wrong. The program will detect two variables. First capital S, second is S kecil so two variable. It will detect two different variable. So you must be consistent. If you want to use N besar, okay, capital N, use capital N throughout your program. If you want to use lower, okay, lower N, so use it consistently throughout your program. Otherwise, the compiler, okay, the compiler, the one that make your program run, will detect this and this as two different variable. Okay, two different variable. Okay, understand? So please remember this, all these rules. Okay, basic rules how to naming a variable and constant. Okay, same for variable and constant, the rules applied is similar. Boleh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, let's look at this simple example. Let's say when you have to calculate when students get their grade, they can calculate their CGPA. Okay, so based on this simple case study, so what can be the variable and constant? Okay. Okay, so we have grade. So each grade representing a value point So this everyone is clear If you get A for problem solving subject, you will get 4.0 betul A minus 3.67. So let's say if you are required to develop a calculator to calculate your CGPA. So what are the variable and constant that you need to create in your program? So what you can do, this is not a fixed answer so one program can have many ways to develop it so one way you can declare a constant consists of value point A. Why is it we can declare value point A as a constant, class?
Because it can be changed, sir.
Because if you get grade A, your value point A is always equal to 4.0 so value point A cannot be 3.67, cannot be 3.33 value point A always be 4.0. So you can declare value point A as a constant if you want this is again this is based on your design if you want to design your program have a constant, these are the constant that you can have. You can also design your program with no constant at all, kan? It's up to you, kan? If you don't want to use constant, you don't have to declare a constant at all. But again, if you want to have a constant, or if you are required to have a constant, this is what you may have in your program. Understand? Understand what I mean, class? It is not it is not all the programs should have constant. No, okay, it is based on your design. You understand what I mean, class? If
Yes.
you're designing a
Faham?
program with
Yes,
Yes,
constant,
yes, sir.
don't get it wrong, don't get it wrong. Okay, so variable. So these are variables that you may have. Okay, why is it great? We put it in variable, not a constant, class.
It can change.
Give me one example of grade.
A.
A kan. It can be A, it can be A minus, it can be B plus. So it can be many value. Meaning that the value can be changed throughout the program. Okay. So since it can be changed, it is a variable. So you cannot put grade as a constant. Okay. Same goes to student ID. If you have 30 students, you can have 30 different student ID. So it can be changed. Okay. Same goes to the rest. Right. Okay. So staff name is what class? Staff name, constant or variable?
Variable.
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 Okay.
Variable.
Number of day in August.
Constant.
Constant.
Constant 31 kan. List of months.
Constant.
Constant.
Okay, this is debatable. It is based on what your understanding. Okay, what you want your program to do. Okay, you see over here, list of month is constant kan, but it can be variable. So how can
How,
we make
sir?
it variable?
Change what kind of calendar, I think.
Ah, well, yeah, it depend on how you want to make your program. If you want to make it list of month interchangeable during the program, you may declare it as a normal variable. Okay, commission variable but let's say your company have a fixed commission.
It can
Throughout
become
the program, the commission is 2% only. So it become
constant.
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 Okay. Okay. Same goes to any value over here. So it actually based on you as a programmer, how you want to define your variable, whether it's a constant or variable. Okay, next. So the variable is closely related to the data. Okay, what data that you want to store in your program. So the program, most of the time, I'm not talking about advanced programming language. I'm talking about most of the programming language. When we said about the data, the programming language couldn't differentiate the types of data that you use. Okay, it couldn't differentiate automatically, meaning that if you want to store number, you need to tell the computer that you want to store number. Okay, if you want to store a string, okay, let's say ALI, a string you want to store ALI in your program, you need to tell the program that you want to store a string, not a number. Okay, so you need to, first when you are designing a program, you need to know the variable that you use, whether it is a numeric variable or a string variable. Okay, so you need to know first before you let your program know about it. Okay, so you need to know the data that you want to use for your program, so that you can declare it in your variable. So whether the data is numeric, okay, when it is a numeric data, then you need to know whether it is integer or real number. Real ni decimal lah. Ada it have perpuluhan real perpuluhan, dia ada perpuluhan. Integer without perpuluhan lah, without floating point okay. And then we have character. Okay, character actually have two First string, sets of character ALI. Another one is a single character A or B or C. Okay, single. Okay, string and character There's two over here. Actually, there's another one over here. Character single character. And then we have other data. Other data is other than numeric and character. Okay, it can be date, it can be time data, any other data, image ke any other data than numeric or string. And then we have logical. Logical is only consists of true or false. Okay, logical. Okay. Then when you already know what types of data that you want to store in your program, okay, once you know the actual type of data that you want to store, okay, then when you are declaring your program, okay, dia ada dekat sini this is explanation explanation. I think I have to explain about this first Okay, before we go to the types of variable tu Okay, this is again example of integer and real So integer can be positive or negative without the floating point Okay, real number you must have point again, floating point number. Okay, and then okay, character or string. Okay, character, single character. Okay, A7. This is considered as character. Okay, don't get confused. Why is it there's a 7 over here in this character data? What's the difference between 7 with a quote and 7 without a quote? This is some I think quite confusing quite confusing, but no it's very easy actually. Okay, let's say if you have example example IC IC no IC your student ID. Okay, your student ID CA1111 kan. There's a CA and then there's a number 1111. Can you do any calculation to your student ID? Can you do any calculation with your student ID, class?
No.
No, right? So anything, any value that is numeric, but you couldn't do any calculation to that data, so we classify that as a character. Okay? If you can, okay, for example, IC, that's why I say IC your identity card number let's say mine is 83 1111 01 and then 5555 the four last number is 5555 Is there any meaning to that? Can we do any calculation with that value?
No, sir.
Are you sure? No. Okay, how can you differentiate? Okay, let me. Can you differentiate male or female by using a IC number?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How do you differentiate?
Even number is for girl. Female.
Even is
For female.
a female
Yes.
Odd for male. Then how
Yes.
do we get odd or even? How do we want to create a program that can be differentiate between odd or even?
Modulus.
By doing a calculation kan?
Hmm.
Correct. Modular kan calculation. We get if a division value have a remainder, meaning that it is a odd number.
Odd number.
If it doesn't have the division doesn't have any remainder, it is an even number. So we can do calculation with our IC number kan. So most probably IC number is not a character string. Most probably lah. Most probably kan. So it goes back to your design as a programmer. Okay, if you want to do some calculation with the IC number, then don't declare IC number as a string data. Can declare it as a numeric data. But if you doesn't have to use the IC number for any calculation, then you may declare the IC number as a string data. Okay, you get me, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, for example, if you want to use IC lah. Okay, IC, you want to declare IC as a numeric value. Can you do like this? Apa ya? Your numbers 99. Apa you punya IC starting 99.
01.
Oh, you 01 eh?
Yes,
01.
01, sir.
Oh, first time saya nampak 01 ni. 01, 11. Apa lagi? 11. Okay. 01. 1111. For example lah. Okay, my question is, can you use this value to be stored in a variable of the type numeric? You declare IC as numeric, and then the value is this value. Can you declare IC as numeric? Any idea?
Cannot.
Huh?
I think cannot.
You think cannot? Why cannot?
No quotation.
No quotation marks.
No quotation mark. Okay, correct. Okay, no quotation mark. No, I said this if you declare this as numeric. Numeric. the quotation double quote ni, this is for a string If the value is a string, then you need to put quote. But now I want to declare this value as a numeric.
Cannot.
Can I do that? Cannot, because we have
Dash.
Dash.
dash kan. So if you want to use IC for calculation, so you need to declare the value as a numeric value kan. If a numeric value, you cannot have other symbol other than the number kan. So you cannot have this. If you have this in your value, meaning that your value automatically becoming a string. Okay, so if you want to use IC as your numeric value, you can use it, but you cannot put a symbol. Okay, then it can become numeric value. So this IC now is a numeric, and you can use it for any calculation. Understand, class?
Yes, understand, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I have something to ask, sir. May I?
Yeah.
Can something be both string and numeric data?
Cannot.
Cannot.
Computer program is very straightforward. Okay, you cannot differentiate. Okay, that's why I say that at the beginning of your program, you need to define whether the variable is numeric or non-numeric. You need to define. Okay, So how you define it? There's a way lah. How you want to write it as numeric or as a string lah. That one later on. Okay. So since this is a non-numeric, so it falls to string lah. String. So you need to put the something like this. Double quote for numeric. Okay. Good. For extra notes over here, let's say if you want to do mathematical operation for the string data, can you do that? Yes, you can. But the answer is not a logical numeric answer lah. For example, if you put like this, 4 non-numeric plus 4 non-numeric, you will get 44. Okay, non-numeric. Not 8 because this is not a number. This is a single character. Okay, this one similar like this. Ali plus Abu. The answer is what?
Ali Abu.
Ali Abu.
Ali Abu. Okay. Okay, this is if you apply operator plus to a string. Okay.
Sir.
Yep.
If we add space in front of Abu, will the answer also have space?
In front.
In front of Abu.
Okay, if you put space, you will get space. Ali Abu. Space is considered as a value. Space is a value. Alright.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah, okay.
can I ask about data types numerical data at real number? Can we use double instead of float?
Boleh. You can have a long float, you can have double. It's okay. Boleh tak ada masalah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, then we have inilah logical data type. Okay, true or false. This one rarely we are going to use this, but this is just for your information. Okay. This is again an example lah. It is not a fixed answer. Again, this is based on how you design your program. Okay. So for example, your age ni kan. So this is not fixed to integer. As I said, if you want to use your age in your program to be calculated anywhere in your program you may use integer but if the age just to display the age for the sake of displaying only age without involving to any calculation so it can be string it can be string over here so it's not fixed okay. Price. Okay, price fixed price real real. Most of the time we use price for calculation this again unless it doesn't involve in any calculation but rarely the price it doesn't involve in any calculation rare tak ada kan. Most of the time a program involving price there will be a calculation to get the sum ke to get the average ke Okay, identity card this one as I explained earlier. Okay, quantity most of the time quantity is in integer lah. Not real macam mana quantity 1.1 ice cream tak boleh so 1 ice cream, 2 ice cream, 3 ice cream sorry. Mana tadi? Okay, again quality pun not entirely not necessary every time should be logical true or false it can be integer it can be it's up to you as a designer but you must have your concrete reason why is it integer why is it string you must be able to differentiate. Okay, so that's about it. That's about apa tadi? Data kan? Data type. So this data type is very important. Okay, as a start, you as a developer kan, before you start with the whole program, you need to differentiate the data because you want to tell your program what data that it should hold. Okay. So this is a second basic concept of a computer program. So computer program, you cannot you cannot avoid from using any function in a computer program. There's a very basic function. For example, if you want to do printf and printing for example those who familiar with print you use what programming language class? C++ or C during your matriculation
Java.
Java.
Java So Java
C++.
C++ ada Java dia banyak kan. Java system.out.println kan. So that one is actually a function function to print something kan. So example lah, that one is function kan. If you use C++ apa nak print guna apa? Cout kan, cout. That one is function kan. So most of the time, how to identify a statement is a function is you see, for example, mana nak play ni? Sekejap kita guna ni lah. Tadi ada. Ni kan. For example, in this program kan. Boleh nampak kecil sangat Okay, you see there's a bracket kan over here. Meaning that this is a function. What is function? This is a function. Function will follows by a bracket. Okay, this is a function because there's a bracket over here. Okay, this is a function because there's a bracket over here. So that's how you identify a function in your program. Okay, this is a main function because there's a bracket over here. Okay, so that's a function. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, there are two types of function kan. First is a predefined function. Predefined function is a function where we get from programming language library kan. Macam tadi lah, if it is a C++, if you want to print, we call cout. If it is a Java, if it is a print function, we call system.out.println kan. If it is a C, we call printf tadi kan, printf function. So that is what predefined function. Okay, a function that already defined inside of the programming language library. Okay, if you want to use it, you as a programmer just call the function name. Okay, function name. The second one is a user-defined function. User-defined function is a function where you as a programmer write the actual program for that particular function. Okay, you write it from the scratch. Okay, that one is user-defined function. Okay, the one that we are going to discuss in here is the predefined function. Okay, the function that reside inside of the library. Okay, there's a mathematical function. Okay, we are just going to look at some of the example. There are a lot of function, especially mathematical function. There are, if not hundreds, there's thousands of a function. Just for mathematical function, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. If I'm mistaken, then sorry. But there's a lot. Okay. And for string function, there's a lot. Conversion, statistical function, utility function. We just going to look at example. Okay, some of it. Okay, example of mathematical function. Again, so this is not specific to any specific programming language. This is just in general. In general, if you want to do a square root, Okay, we call function sqrt. Okay, contoh kan, example example, if you want to use square root, you don't have to write entirely program for calculating square root kan. So you just call this function sqrt, and then you put the number that you want to do the square root inside of here. Then you will get the result. For example, if you are using a mathematical function square root. Okay, if you are not using it, then you need to write down the equation to calculate square root for 64 lah. Okay, that one later on how to write down equation in a computer program. Okay, so this is example. Okay, example, if you want to round up a real value, okay, to a specific floating point position okay, for example, this one 3 kan, 1 2 3 kan, so it will round up to alah ni 199 lah, 199 kan, rasa macam ni lah. Okay, and then integer, this one if you want to, this is not round round, if round dia bundar kan this is not bundarkan ni dia remove je, remove the whole floating number over here kan. And then this is to generate random, okay, random value between 0 to 1, so it will generate any value randomly. Okay, so this is the function to return the sign of 1. 1 when n is positive, 0 when n is 0 when n is 0, negative 1 when n is negative. So let's say you call this function and you put 0 over here. So what will you get, guys? Sign bracket 0. What's the answer?
0.
0 lah kan. Okay.
Yes.
This is a straightforward meaning Okay. Alright, this is some example. Okay, so probably if there's a quiz involving this you just have to remember the definition lah. Okay, the definition just limited to this function only although we have so many function, but the one that we are discussing is only here. So when there's a quiz about this, most probably this will be asked only this Alright, then we have conversion, statistical and utility function. Okay, example of it is this one value as, return string value into a numeric value. Okay, so we have string and then we want to convert our string to a numeric value. So how we do it? We call function value. Okay, we call function value and we put the string value inside of it, so automatically it will convert it to a numeric value. Okay, this is a vice versa. Okay, vice versa of the string. You have numeric value, you want to convert to string value, so you call string function and you put the value over here. Okay, the value, it can be straight value or it can be variable value. Okay, for example, we have variable apa tadi? Variable apa tadi yang numeric? Variable price kan? Okay, variable price real kan? You want to convert variable price to a string value, so you put price over here, for example price. So automatically any value that holds by price variable will automatically become string. Okay, contoh Okay, statistical function. Okay, you can calculate average using this function. Okay, just call function average and put all the numbers over here. Okay, the outputs will become the average. Okay, samalah. Alright, and also utility function. Okay, this is to call date, time, and this is to see what actually the error of the program. Okay, this is just example. Example of many function. This is some of it. Okay, string function. Okay, string function example, if you want to manipulate your string value kan, if let's say for for any reason lah, any reason you want to get LC you want to get LC from welcome, for example kan. So what function can you use kan? You can use mid function. This is for string. So mid s is the return a set of n2 character string at n1 in the string s. So s is the string lah. So s is welcome. So you put s over here. Okay. So welcome. And then n1 is 3. Okay, n1 is 3. What is 3 class? n1 is what? Okay, starting with 3 kan? 3, where is it 3?
L.
L lah. 1, 2, 3. So 3. 2, what is 2? 2 is what? Two is what?
To is C. Is it C, sir? Or
Yeah. 2 is 2 characters starting from L lah. 1, 2. So if you put 3 over here, it will become
O.
LCO.
LCO. So you need to understand the definition first, before you can get the actual result. So normally all the functions comes with the explanation. So this function, how to use it. This function, how to use it. Okay, you can check in the library, library of the specific computer programming language. All right. Example. This is example. So the rest you may read from here. Okay, so we go to the operator. Okay, this is important for any program that have a calculation on it. Again, this is a very simple, very simple topics. Operator kan, siapa tak tahu operator ni kan. So when we have something like this equation kan, so this is the operator and this is the operand. Okay, 5 and 7 is the operand. And the answer is the resultant. Okay. The answer is the resultant. Alright. So normally in a computer program, we didn't write like this. This is the logical explanation of the equation. But if you want to write down the equation, macam mana kelas? Equation. Something like this kan. C equal to A plus B kan, contoh kan. So C is the resultant. Nampak tak? Nampak ni? Kecil
Nampak, sir.
Okay, A and B is the operand. Okay, plus is the operator. So this is how we write down equation in our program. Sometimes you write down like this in your program. So is this correct or wrong, class? If you put this in your program.
I think wrong, sir. I don't know.
I think it's just the same.
I think it is wrong because
I think it's wrong, sir.
Okay, so this is wrong. This is wrong. So how to write down equation also very important. Because if you put it like this, meaning that you want to store You want to store the value of C inside of B and A plus B. No, it's wrong kan? The meaning is wrong. If you put it like this, meaning that you want to store the value of A plus B to variable C. That one meaning is correct kan? The meaning is correct. You want to store A plus B value to a variable C. So you will get something like this. So you will get this. If you put A plus B equal to C, that one the meaning is totally different. Okay. So this is what operand, operator and resultant. Okay. Then types of operator. Okay. We have mathematical operator, relational operator, and logical operator. This is the only operator covered in programming. Okay. Although it is just 3 kan, dia ada list banyak Okay, so first we are going to look at the mathematical operator. So what is a mathematical operator? So this is the symbol that we use if you want to do addition. Okay. This is normal normal addition kan. You want to sum any value, we use this symbol. Okay, the same symbol that we use in our manual calculation kan. Subtraction also the same that we use during our study kan. But for multiplication, okay, you cannot use this symbol if you write down the program and then you want to do multiplication kan. For example, you want to do C equal to A multiply by B. You write down this statement in your program, then you will get error. Okay, because you use the wrong symbol. X will be translated into variable in your program. Okay, X is a variable. That's why you cannot use AXB to do multiplication. Okay, so to do the multiplication, you use R. Okay, that is also the reason why you cannot use mathematical symbol as a variable, as a part of your variable name kan. Ingat kan rules. The rules how to write down a variable name. So you cannot use mathematical symbol because if you put it, the compiler will understand it as a operator not a part of variable name. Okay, don't use X, use star ni And for normal division, normal division, okay, normal division that the answer that you will get is have a decimal value. So you use slash not this Apa mana simbol ni dekat keyboard Mana simbol bagi The normal division symbol tu lah, the manual symbol division don't use it So this is the division symbol you want to write down. Okay, so if you want to calculate A divide by B, you use this symbol slash Okay, for integer division, if you want to write down your program, okay, to calculate just the integer value, okay, for the output, so use this kind of slash. Alright, then you will get this value, okay, without the decimal Okay, understand And then okay, modulo is the remainder of the division, okay, the remainder so 13 mod 2, okay, you will get the remainder is 1 and the answer of the division is 6. The remainder is 1. So the output that you get if you use this mode is 1 Okay, power. Power is power for power of 2 you will get 16. We use this Alright, so this is a mathematical operator. Okay, next is relational operator. If you can see over here, the result for the mathematical operator is always a numeric value. Always numeric value. But for relational operator, the result is a logical value. Okay, it is either true or false. Okay, so relational operator normally we use to compare two value. Okay, for example, for equal value. Okay, this is different meaning from this. Okay, this means, okay, for example, C, ni tadi kan, A plus B. Sorry. Okay, single equation equal meaning that you want to store, okay, this value to C. If you put 2 equal meaning that you want to compare the value of C, is it similar with A plus B? If it is similar, then the result is going to be true. If C is not similar to A plus B, the result is going to be false. Understand? Understand, class?
Understand.
Yes, sir. I understand, sir.
Yes, sir. Understand, sir.
Okay, two. Okay, so less than. Okay, this is how you do it. So if you want to apply it over here, okay, something like this. So we do comparison between C and A plus B. If the value is, if C less than A plus B, so the value is going to be true. Okay, so this is greater than, this is less than or equal. Okay. Okay. What if this is 5? Is it true, guys?
Yes.
True.
Yes, sir. True.
True. This is less than or equal to 5. Okay, true. How about this?
False.
False.
False. Okay, so this is false. So again, this is a very basic. Okay, so this is greater than or equal to. This is not equal to. Okay, sometimes we use this symbol. Okay, so this is the same with this one. It is based on the programming language that you use. Okay, sometimes it detect this as a not equal. Sometimes it detect this as not equal to. Alright. So this is rational, and this is the example of, okay, some of you maybe found out this is confusing. So this is how we differentiate the outputs of the division operation. So this is normal division. We get the actual output in terms of the real value the decimal point value. So this is just to get the integer value out of the equation. This is just to get the remainder. Okay, same number same number applied to different division operator. Okay, class. Ini okay
Okay, sir.
this is a famous quiz question. Something like this. Alright. Logical operator last. Logical operator. Only 3. We have not. Okay, not is, it will give an opposite value of your ni lah. For example, if we apply to not A. So if A is true, not A equal to apa guys? If A is true, not A equal to
False.
False.
if A is true, not A equal to false. Okay, got it? Alright. And then we have N. For example, okay, let me do the equation. C equal to A and B. Apa guys? A is true, B is false. So C equal to
False.
false. So N required both to be true to get true value. If one is false, then the answer is going to be false. Okay, what is A or B? A is true, B is false, C is
True.
True.
true. So all require only one to be true, so that C is going to be true. What is A is false, B is false, C is
False.
False.
C is
False.
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 False lah, betul lah. Yang confused false or false, you will get false lah. Macam mana boleh jadi? True kan? Tak boleh Alright. So this is example of the situation, okay? All the condition all the condition that can be applied to not and or. So true, false, false. Okay, false, false. Okay. Alright. So that one is easy if only one operator involved in any equation kan. However, let's say if your equation involving more than one operator kan. So how do you solve the problem? You need to solve it first kan before you put it in your program kan. So that you will know that your program will produce a correct output. So your logic should be correct first before you want your program to have a correct logic. You understand what I mean? For example, if we have equation C equal to A plus B minus C divided by D. Okay, let's say this is first n. So how do you want to solve it? Can you do this first? A plus B first?
No.
No.
Wrong kan?
Yes.
So logically, you must
Bracket.
solve this first. Okay, so how do you know which one to solve first? By referring to this table of hierarchy. Okay, so on top of this table is the bracket. Okay, it doesn't matter where the bracket is, you must solve the bracket first. For example, this one we clear kan? There's no bracket kan? So we solve this first because division is higher than the plus and minus, right? So division
Plus
is
and minus.
higher. So we use this first. Okay, we solve C divided by D first. Okay, and then we have plus and minus. Which one we solve first?
Plus.
Minus.
Okay, since this is the same hierarchy, so we solve the most left first. Okay, so the most left is plus, so we solve plus first. Okay, if it is in the same hierarchy, we solve the most left first in the equation. Okay, so this is clear. But let's say we have a bracket over here. So how do we solve this?
Solve the bracket first.
Okay, so bracket first because this is on top of the hierarchy. So we solve this first. And then after that,
The division first. After that.
so we get the value in the bracket, we solve the division. And then A plus the answer. Right. Understand? You understand this? There's no other way to do this, but you need to memorize this. Okay, you need to memorize which comes first. Okay. And then we have function over here. So let's say if we have SQRT, square root. Okay, square root. Okay, which one we solve first?
SQRT.
Which one we solve first?
I think
Square root
Bracket.
function.
Bracket.
Bracket
Bracket.
first.
Bracket.
Okay.
Bracket.
In bracket first, in bracket.
Bracket first and then square root kan.
Yes.
And then the division.
Yes.
And then lastly we solve this.
Last.
Right. Okay, get it So let's say we have this is actually the equal Say we have less than E. So where should we start first?
Bracket.
Bracket, sir.
Okay, this is first.
Then square root.
Then
Okay,
function.
Square root.
Square root,
Division.
Division.
and finally we compare the
Less.
value with E kan, whether it is less than E or not. If the value is less than E, then the value is what? C equal to
False or true.
whether true or false lah. Okay. Ni automatically if the equation involving rational operator and logical operator, the value automatically will become true or false only. No numeric value involved. Okay, same goes to the rest lah. Okay, hopefully you know the priority. Okay, dah nak habis masa ni. So I'm going to move faster. And then expression and equation. Okay, simply to put this, expression is equation without equal. Meaning that if you have something like this, A plus B, the value is going to be added, okay, A plus B, but it's not going to be stored in anywhere in the program. This is for expression. But for equation, the value is going to be stored in C. Equation. Equation, you have one variable in front of the equation, meaning that we store A plus B value in C. For expression, we do the addition A plus B, but we didn't store the value anywhere in the program. Okay, so which one is better, class? Expression or equation?
Equation.
And equation, I guess.
Equation is better because we can recall this value again anywhere in our program. Okay, but if you didn't put this, that's it. You get the value and then you do something with this value, then the value is going to be gone. You cannot call the value again anywhere in your program. Okay, expression and equation. Okay. Okay, the equal to meaning that we store the value lah. We store the value somewhere lah. Okay, this is just example of equation and expression. Okay, it can be applied to any operator or any combination of operator kan. Okay. Well, this is very important. So I want you to do some exercise on this. So let's say we have this mathematical expression. This is understandable by human. But if you put this expression to your computer program, your program is going to be crash. Okay, there will be error because computer didn't understand this. A bracket 2b plus 1. It cannot understand this. So you need to help your program or your computer to understand this by applying all the necessary operator. Okay, for example, this means multiply kan. So how you multiply? You multiply in a program. You put star. Okay, again same goes over here. 2b kan. What is 2b kan? you put 2B in your program, it will be understandable. It won't be understandable. Your program is going to get error. Okay, so help your program to understand this by putting a star. Okay. Okay, same goes to over here. Okay, this is understandable by you as a division, but not by the computer program. Okay, put B, and this should be bracket. If you didn't put bracket, it will solve B divide by A first. Okay, wrong kan? Because supposedly A must minus by 5 first kan? If we refer to the original expression. Okay, so this is again very important. Okay, when I say important, then the chances it going to be asked in any assessment is high lah. So make sure you understand this concept. The concept how to convert normal mathematical equation or expression to computer expression or equation. Alright. Okay. This is how you want. This is jalan kerja lah kan. How you solve one specific expression or equation. How you show the process. Okay. So let's say if you have this, normally the question will be given like this. Given to you normal mathematical expression, then you need to convert it to computer expression first, and then given to you specific value, okay, you need to solve this equation. So how you want to solve this equation? You must show the steps. Okay, so first step. Okay, first step is find the bracket, kan? So we have two bracket. Okay, so we have two bracket. Where to start first? The most
left.
Okay, so this is 1. Okay, put 1. Okay, process number 1, A minus B. Okay, resultant is 3. Then process number 2. Okay, this is resultant is 8. Then process number 3. Okay, so this is referring to the hierarchy table. We have 1, multiplication, and division. So this is in the same level. So we take the left. The most left is this process kan. So 7 multiplied by resultant of 1. Okay, 7 multiplied by resultant of 1. So you get the resultant of 21. Okay, and then we solve the next multiplication. Kan? Since this is in the same level, so we solve the most left first. We get the value 4 lah. Sorry. Betul lah. Okay, so this is the process 4. Okay, 2 multiply by B, and then and so on. Okay, please understand this. Understand these steps. Okay, same goes to this. Understand the steps. Understand the step. This is the same lah. Okay, involving logical expression. Okay, logical expression. Okay, this is developing a table of possible resultant of a logical expression. Okay, let's say if you are requested to develop. Okay, the question asks you develop a table of all possible resultant of a logical expression for this equation. So this is the answer. Okay. So we have A and B. So A and B. So first step is not A. So not A. Next step is not B. Okay, not B. Third step is everything. Okay, everything. Okay, put it over here. All right. So let's say if we have example lah, example apa kat sini ada not C kan, so put C over here A, B and C. Add another one over here, another column over here which is C. Boleh guys?
Yes, sir.
Simple only. Table of all possible resultant. This is involving logical expression. Okay. So this is combination. Okay, combination of rational and logical operator. Okay, same. Follow the hierarchy table. Okay, so this is what I need you to do. Okay, to test your understanding, so do this and submit. Okay, submit to. We are not going to have a lab this week. Your lab is on Friday and class. Betul tak?
Yes.
So
Right.
Friday I'm going to have my leave. Beli rentas kan, terrentas lah kan, rentas negeri kan. Balik kampung So I'm going to have my leave on Friday. So this is your task lah, one of your tasks I will give another question later on, but this is one of it. Okay, solve the equation by following the steps lah. So make sure you have this step in your answer. Okay, you draw this and put the number for all the steps and write down the table, put all the steps detail for each of the question. Boleh?
Boleh, sir.
Yes, sir.
Boleh, sir.
Boleh
Boleh sir.
Okay. So do this and submit your answer through Kalam. I will give one link. Okay, in Kalam, I will provide one link. Not yet over here. In week 1, I will put one link for submission over here. Okay, so submission for lab. Lab week 1 for section 1. Alright. And upload all your answer. Okay, you can do the exercise during the lab. No problem. During the lab, you do the exercise and submit the answer over here. Okay, on Friday lah. Okay, that one will be count as your attendance for the lab. Okay, for today, the attendance is... Sorry saya lambat sikit habis. Okay, for today... Okay, this is your attendance. Please fill in your attendance. Okay, any question? Last question? Ada? Tak ada?
Sir.
Tak ada.
Sir.
Yeah?
The answer of the mode, does it will always be 1?
No. It depends on the remainder lah. Remainder of the division process. Kan? If the remainder is 2, then 2 lah. Dia baki pada bahagi tu. Baki kan? Baki bawah tu, baki.
I see, baki yang dia boleh bahagi berapa lagi? Boleh bagi 1 atau boleh bagi kepada 2 macam tu lah, sir.
Baki, kalau kita buat manual kan, buat proses pembagian tu kan, atas tu jawapan dia, bawah sekali kan baki. So kalau baki daripada pembagian tu 10 lah.
Okay, sir.
Alright.
Can I got it? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Alright. Okay, class. If no, then tak ada kan?
Sir. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the class, you said that all of us have the project for the SEM, right?
Yeah.
So when we will start the project?
I will brief the details of the project maybe in week 6 or after the midterm break. Not now lah. Later on.
Okay.
Sir.
Ya.
Di mana saya akan hantar recording ni? Sebab tadi saya ada masuk lambat, tak jumpa link.
Recording tu saya pun terlambat nak record tadi. Tapi I will share all the recording in the WhatsApp group.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Alright. Tak apa. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you all. See you guys next week. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, sir.
Again.
Thank you, sir.